Good day, everyone out there in YouTube land. You know, there's going to be a time on this earth where there will be pretty much nothing but intense regret from one end of the world right straight to the other. The biggest regret that human beings have ever felt. Because humans are not able to see a freight train coming down the track. They're not able to see it. And because it's not convenient to see it, they just push that idea out. They continue on with their convenience and their demonic pastimes, I guess we'll say. For the most part, I managed to stay fairly positive in my life, and I don't let all this bad stuff taking place get me down too often. I keep my chin up for the most part. But it seems that the Lord wanted me to see really clearly yesterday and last night. And He showed me some things that are going to create the great regret that is coming. You know, one of the ways you can tell if there's anybody trying to do anything good in this world and battle the evil, you can usually identify that by where all the hatred is directed at. Okay, so Vladimir Putin is one of these people that, I mean, the demons in the European Union and these people really don't trust at all. Really, really, really hate him. He is the biggest monster in the world to all these demon-infested evil ones. And I saw something last night where he referred to all their actions as the vampire ball. That's very telling. That's very telling. There's a book called Barron Trump's Amazing Underground Journey, or something like that. I might not have it exact, but Barron Trump's Amazing Underground Journey. And it's about him going underground in Russia, in these tunnels underground. I haven't read the book, but it was written a long time ago, way before Donald Trump existed, before his son Barron existed. The same author also wrote one called The Last President, in which the last president in the book lived at the same address that Trump Tower is today. That's really interesting. And this last president fits the description of Donald Trump to a T. But it was written before he was alive. Very interesting. I mean, Wernher von Braun also wrote about a guy named Elon taking an expedition to Mars in 1953. He wrote that. That's pretty interesting, too. They write these things about these people before they even existed. Very interesting. And Vladimir Putin, who obviously knows something that's going on, he's the one who restored the Russian Orthodox Christian Church as well. He restored the entire thing. That puts him on the good side of things, for sure. And explains why he is so hated by these demon-infested, evil scum. That's what they are. You always look at who's the most hated, and you can usually find who's actually trying to battle the evil. It's the one everyone hates. So I watched something last night that was really disturbing. That's the reason for my different demeanor in this video and lack of an intro. And I'm not in a humorous mood after the things I watched. He calls it a vampire ball. He said the vampire ball is coming to an end. That's what he actually said. And there's some awful things being done to children. See, under our feet is literally a network of tunnels that goes right across the whole globe. It's been there forever. We're talking from the ancient past. This isn't... They're probably expanding it all the time because we've got better and better technology all the time. But under our feet, there are things going on really going to contribute to the great regret everyone is going to have. All the people who dismiss this stuff, everyone who uses the term conspiracy theory, those people are going to have so much regret fill their hearts, they're not going to be able to stand it. Dismissing everything with that stupid term that the CIA gave the world to use. It's just ridiculously stupid. Everybody who won't listen to the warnings about what the phones are, oh, the coming great regret would be horrible for them. The phones are indeed a menace to everyone. And everyone will realize exactly what kind of menace they are before too long. But for now, everyone's just scrolling away and playing and having a great old time with them. Won't listen to a word anybody with sense has to say. Do you think these evil, satanic, demon-infested pieces of garbage gave you a phone to make your life better? They made sure everyone on the planet, they go out of their way to make sure everyone on the planet has one. They're working diligently to get the last few people that don't have them to get them. They're going to make it mandatory to have them. When they make something like that mandatory, do you think that there might be something sinister in that? Naivety is human beings' enemy. Human beings are very, very naive and have such a love for convenience and silly gadgets that they give up their own sovereignty. They give up everything just to play with this convenience and these silly gadgets. Suicide gadgets is what they're going to be. Everyone will realize they figured out what frequency does now, okay? They've figured out what frequency does. How to manipulate people with frequency. With microwave beams and who knows where else the technology goes. I don't know. It's not my field of expertise. But I do know, watching everyone on the street, I was walking down the street yesterday, There's about 10 people in my immediate vicinity. 9 of them, I counted them, 9 of them, staring down at their phones, not watching where they're going, completely zombified. Completely zombified. They'll bump into you if you don't move out of their way. They're not moving out of yours because they don't even see you. They don't even know. I think some of them don't even know where they're at themselves. It's unbelievable to watch the zombie apocalypse happen for real, all because of those little suicide devices. It's unbelievable. I just watched 2 videos, people screaming to their viewers about those phones, trying to get their attention, trying to get them to open their minds for a second and realize what they are. Nope. You can read in the comments, everybody just, you're crazy, and my phone helps me in this way and that way, and my phone is the best thing ever, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, the coming great regret. People who won't listen to the warnings about Islam. Well, they have something called Chrislam now that they're trying to, roll out onto the population. They think they can take elements of Christianity and elements of Islam and put them together into this new one world religion, which it said on the Georgia Guidestones that we'd have one world religion. Chrislam is what they've come up with. People who won't pay attention or listen, the great regret's going to hit them first. What they're going to regret is staying in their slumber so long, because the longer they do, the worse the coming great regret is going to be. And it's going to be so bad for some, it's going to knock them unconscious when they realize, oh my, all these warnings, I should have listened. And I didn't. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. I promise you. It's 100% for sure. The Lord gives me vision. He lets me see. And I'm telling you 100% for sure, He's let me see the coming great regret. Never before has regret like this been felt on this planet. The way we're dismissing all the conspiracy theories while children get kidnapped, the whole reason they open the borders, that's it right there. That's why. You know what's happening to those kids? Not something I can even discuss openly on here. I can't even say it. What's happening to those kids? But it's worse than you can even imagine. It's happening right under our feet. Why is it going on so much? Because everyone refuses to acknowledge it. That's the problem. James O'Keefe interviewed someone the other day. He said, what are you going to say to the Lord when He asks you why you didn't help save the kids? He wasn't saying it to James O'Keefe. He was saying it to the average person in the world. What are these people going to say when the Lord asks them on Judgment Day, why didn't you do something? Why didn't you try to speak up? Why didn't you try to wake other people up? Why didn't you do that? What are you going to say to the Lord? You're going to feel a lot of regret, I can tell you that. It's really unbelievable how everybody refuses to come out of their slumber. It is really... I thought we were getting somewhere. I thought there was an awakening happening, and, But the more I see, the more I realize, no. And people give lip service to things. They'll say things to make things look good. They don't mean a thing they say. And when it comes time to actually prove you mean what you say, no. No, they fall right apart. They don't have anything to back up their words that they've been using. They're not willing to. Not even willing to give up a little bit of convenience or anything. They're not willing to do any of it. It was Rocco Galati. He's a lawyer in Canada here who takes on the government. That's the only people he ever fights in court is the government. He's the government, the lawyer that takes on the government in the biggest cases. You know, he'll take on the Bank of Canada. He'll take on the Prime Minister. He'll take on anybody. It's all he's done his whole career. And he said one day, you know how easy it is to end all this? Everybody take your phone, smash it into a million pieces. Refuse to ever use one again. They lose their whole entire hold on us, just like that. Their whole house of cards just comes falling down as soon as people do that. Instead, people are lined up to buy the newest version to give more surveillance power to the demon-infested evil ones. So they can have their new device and call each other conspiracy theorists on there as they text each other. Yeah, I saw some things last night. I don't even want to get into what they were, but I thought that was a pretty interesting thing that Vladimir Putin said. The vampire ball is ending. It was a warning to the evil ones from him. Everybody's really ready to vilify and demonize him. But he's the Christian in all this, so I'm not saying he hasn't done some bad things. He probably has. He's a world leader. All the world leaders do bad things. We don't even understand what it's like to be in a position like that. But he's a Christian, and he's identified all this as the vampire ball. That's exactly what it is. So be on the right side of the coming great regret. That's my advice. The way you do that, it's just like I said, it's pretty simple. Forget about the convenience. Get rid of your demon phone. Smash it into a million pieces. Make sure no one else gets to use it either. Never get another one. Stop calling people conspiracy theorists who are trying to save the children. That one really gets me. That one pisses me right off. People ridiculing people who want to save kids from the most unbelievable horror you can imagine. Because it doesn't sound like something they can fit into their little box of thinking that's actually going on. Well, it's going on, I promise you. The Lord, unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately, but it's not pleasant. But he lets me see certain things. And what I've seen in visions and revelations, I guess we'll say. The great regret is not going to be a fun day for a lot of people. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.